Hi guys, I got hungry. I've been doing laundry, I gathered more basil and I put the rest of the basil in here. I cut all that was out there and it filled up my dehydrator again, so I'm probably going to get about another quart and a half of dried basil when it gets finished. But the reason I got on here, I got hungry and I decided to fix something that I never knew existed till I moved to Texas. Never knew it existed till I went to the first ball game with my son and daughter. And my son and daughter kept telling me, Mom, we got to go get us a Frito pie. I'm hungry. Because we had planned on, eating at the ball field. And I said, what in the world is a Frito pie? I never heard of a Frito pie. Never eaten any in my life, so I didn't know what they were talking about. Well, out here, 40 some odd years ago, that was the big thing at the ball games. I mean, right along with the hot dogs and everything else. Your nachos was Frito pie. So yeah, I got a Frito pie that night. It was pretty good. I never would have dreamed of putting a combination together, but it was really good. So I took a notion I wanted some Frito pie tonight or this evening. So I figured, well, some other people out there may be like me. They may not know what a Frito pie is. The basic ingredients are the same. They vary recipe to recipe. But I'm not going to fix a whole crock pot full of cheese sauce and a whole crock pot full of chili and all that. I'm getting my portions down for one person or maybe two. I may eat some now and then maybe I'll have some left to make me another Frito pie tomorrow. I don't know. But that's the whole idea of this, because a lot of my viewers are single people and they want to know how to do recipes or what they can cook that's good that one person can eat, so you don't have a whole week's worth of groceries to eat. So that's what we're doing. We're going to fix us some Frito pie. First, I'm going to start off with some hamburger, or I call it hamburger, but it's ground beef. And let's see, how much should I fix? I'm going to go with almost a half a pound. And I'll put this other in a container and put it back in the refrigerator. Save for another time. I'm just going to chop it up a little bit with my knife. I should have broke it up some when I put it in there, but I didn't, so. Like I said, this is not a professional kitchen. It's a country kitchen. I cook on a whim. I decide something I want. 5 minutes later, I'm cooking it. So that's the way it goes. I'm also going to put just a little bit of diced onion in there. And like I said, this is basically the way I cut my onion 9 times out of 10, because I'm not cutting up a lot of onion. I'm just cutting enough up for one dish. And cooking for one, you don't need a whole lot. So this is the way I do it. And that's plenty of onion right there. I turned my exhaust fan off while I do this because I didn't want the noise. But I do need to turn it back on as soon as I get finished here because it gets hot in here. And that dehydrator don't put off a whole lot of heat, but it does put off some heat, and you'll get hot pretty quick. Now I'm going to add some chili powder. Well, I thought that one was open, but I guess I used all the other ones. Let me get this open. Sprinkle you in some chili powder. That's basically what we're making, is just a little pan of chili right here. Gonna put in a little bit of garlic salt because I'm not gonna put any more salt in it. This will be all. And it's empty. I've got more though, so I'm going to put in some onion powder. So you see, you can chop your meat up as you're browning it, browning your onions. Now, while that is going ahead and cooking, I'm going to take what I've got left of my Velveeta cheese, which isn't a whole lot. And I've got more cheese in there, I believe, that I can use. And I'm just going to cut it up a little bit, put it in my pot just so I can melt it. We'll put that on a really low heat to melt it. And you can see that wasn't very much. But what I'm going to put in it is some pecani sauce, mild pecani sauce. If you like yours hotter, just go ahead and feel free to put hotter in there. That's taking the place of Velveeta. About 3 tablespoons should be enough, depending on how much cheese you put in there. Now we're going to leave that on low and let it melt that cheese. We've got to get these onions cooked because I don't want raw onions in there. I forgot to find my beans earlier. But I've got a can of pinto beans that I'm going to be using. And I'm not going to use the whole can. But I'm going to mix that right in my chili. And I'll save half a can for something else. Be sure you kind of chop up your meat because you don't want big old hunks. I mean, you can have big hunks, but I prefer it not to have big hunks. Something else I'm going to add is about a spoonful of this tomato paste, and you don't have to add that. That's just optional. If you've ever fixed this, your recipe's probably different, and that's okay. Like I said, everybody's recipe may vary. But I like a more spicy bean and chili. And that little bit of tomato paste just puts a little added zest into your chili. But like I said, you don't have to use that. It's perfectly fine without it. Yeah, I can break this up easier with a spoon than I can that. And let's see. Almost forgot that. It's hot jalapeno relish. I know a lot of people will just slice up jalapenos and put them on there, or get the ones that are in the jar that have been preserved and put those on there. I kind of like the cowboy candy myself. Just a tiny bit of water, not much, because it's getting a little thick. So I'm just trying to cook those onions down right now. Keep an eye on your cheese. The Velveeta works best for this because it melts and it doesn't get stringy. So you might keep that in mind when you go to use cheese. And I think at all the ball fields out here, they use Velveeta cheese. So that has got to put this here so I don't have to keep wiping the thing. I don't know, my back burner doesn't burn right for some reason. I spilled something on it, or if something burnt on it, and it's having a hard time using that burner because it doesn't burn correctly. It's like the little holes are stopped up with something, and I haven't been able to get them cleared out. Tasting pretty good. And to make our little pie, we're simply gonna, I just got regular Frito chips, the original corn chip. I think I'll put just a little bit of that bean juice in there. Because I don't want it so thick. I'll have to get me some more cheese when I go to the store. Another box of Velveeta. That just slid right in the dishwater. That's okay, we can rinse it off. Now, I think that's done enough. You saw that I put my Frito chips right in there. I'm going to spoon on my cheese. Then I'm going to spoon on some of my chili with the beans in it. And like I said, I like cowboy candy, which it's actually jalapenos and other hot peppers all cut up. So I'm putting a little bit of that on there as a garnish. That'll do it. And then if you like, I went out and cut some of my Egyptian walking onions, the new ones, just little tiny pieces of the green onion. You can sprinkle the green onion on it. Now a lot of people don't like the green onion, but on top, but I like green onions. I like onions, period, so. And I'm gonna go one step further. And I'm going to put me a daub. It fell off and I didn't intend for it to do that. Of sour cream. That's good. So there you go, guys. There is you a Frito pie. You need to try this. I love it. Sometimes it doesn't love me because it might not be the healthiest dish to eat with all the chips. And I don't know. I don't worry about it. I just eat it. I don't get them that very often. So make yourself a Frito pie and enjoy. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.